Number 9. Hologram technology. These days, technology is moving at such a fast pace, most of us can't keep up. But the Simpsons, they're miles ahead of us. In one of these episodes, Bart takes a look into the future through one of Professor Frank's tiny magic, and what he saw might just be a prophecy of things to come. In this supposed future, a deadbeat Bart receives a hologram message inviting his band to a gig at the club. But how did the Simpsons develop the idea of widespread use of the hologram technology? And could 2024 be the year when holograms become as commonplace as the cell phone? Maybe that's a huge leap, but you get the idea. As it stands now, the world has already been blessed with a fancy technology known as Dreamy HD3 holograms. This fascinating three-sided holographic display case can show a 3D image of anyone and anything from anywhere in the world. Imagine sitting in your room and watching your boyfriend teach you the latest TikTok dance from way over there on the other side of the world. How cool would that be? While this amazing technology is available in about 500 Best Buy stores nationwide, could we be looking at a more widespread use and maybe even a decompression of the platform within the year 2024? Sounds pretty ambitious, but if it ends up coming to pass, well, always remember the Simpsons did it first. Number 8. IvankaTrump's presidency. Are the writers of The Simpsons obsessed with Donald Trump and his family? Before you answer this, consider the fact that in an episode of the series which aired in October 2016, the writers dropped a subtle hint suggesting that Ivanka Trump, the daughter of the former US President Donald Trump, would run for president. In this episode, Homer Simpson can be seen wearing a badge that said Ivanka 2028. Could this be another accurate prediction made by this series? Although Ivanka Trump has solidified her status as an imposing figure in the political landscape of the United States, is the possibility of the presidency feasible? But that wasn't the first time Ivanka made an appearance on the show, at least her character did. She was also featured in a 2017 episode where she replaced Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court while modeling robe earrings from her collection. Would an Ivanka Trump run for presidency come as a shock to you? Well, also leave that for you guys to argue out.
Number 7. AI goes rogue. With the recent massive development in the world of artificial intelligence, are we really sure that we are not empowering technology to take us out? Could we find ourselves at the mercy of own creations in the near future? Before you dismiss this as an irrational fear propagated by conspiracy theorists, you should consider this former Google chief engineer who lost his job after revealing to the world that the company's latest artificial intelligence had become sentient. There are similarities between how lambda think and how people think, or how humans think. But coming from a man like Blake Lemoine, who was a high-ranking engineer at Google before his appointment was terminated, everyone sat up and listened. But we were forewarned by The Simpsons. In the 1994 episodes titled Itchy and in Scratchyland, the family visited a spooky version of Disneyland, which was fully staffed by robots. As the scenes unfolded, the robots went haywire and began to murder everyone. It raises a huge concern about how far we are willing to go with artificial intelligence. If this human creation evolves to a point where humanity becomes a bother, where do we run to? Number 6. Music-induced mind control. The government is trying to control you through a series of subconscious processes. This was the message many people got from the 14th episode of the Simpsons 12th season. But can we really blame anyone for overthinking the Simpsons predictions? After all, they've been right so many times in this particular episode. The music producer selects Bart, Nelson, Milhouse, and Raph to form a next head boy band party posse. Sick name, right? But beneath the surface, there was a diabolical plan at play. In their head, son dropped a bomb which was accompanied by a music video that featured the Stronge line. Party Posse subconsciously controlled the minds of the listeners, passing the subliminal message. When you spell Stronge line backward, it reads join the Navy. As the music spread far and wide, it began to take effect on the entire population of the Springfield. During a confrontation with the music director, Lisa discovered that he was indeed a Navy lieutenant. And according to him, music had long been used to recruit young men into the military. This was especially true during the Second World War. That is, in the real world. During the war, the United States sought to weaponize entertainment as a form of propaganda, citing cinema as one of the most powerful propaganda weapons at the disposal of the United States. That indeed is a direct quote from the Office of Strategic Services, now known as the CIA. Many people have also been raising questions about the nature of music in this age. With catchy, repetitive lyrics and hypnotic tunes, have we been silently controlled by the government for many years unknown to us? This topic has been a goldmine for conspiracy theorists who exploit the opportunity of such a discourse to showcase their many theories on the subject of entertainment and the government. Through the years, many have been astonished as the predictions and prophecies made by The Simpsons come to pass. From the death of Kobe Bryant to an accurate prediction of a Super Bowl scoreline, the series has proven itself to be an accurate predictor of future events. Most people were especially blown away when their predictions of Trump running for the presidency in 2024 came to pass. Do you think there is more to these accurate depictions, or are they just simple coincidences? Number 5. Willie Nelson goes for a swim. Not very single prediction from The Simpsons speaks of doom and the end of the world. Some are pretty much satirical, like this one, which aired in October 1991, where the iconic country singer-songwriter swam through the English Channel to the massive adoration of his fans. He is one of the most recurrent characters in the series, where he usually plays himself. But not everything about this series is made with utmost accuracy concerning dates, history, facts, and the perception of the future. Why the writers decided to include this skit of Willie Nelson swimming across the English Channel is unclear to us. But this is where we need to consider the fact that beyond the correct predictions and the accurate prophecies, The Simpsons is simply an animated movie. And the aim is not to tell you what the future holds. Some of these writers were just having fun as they wrote. So, will Will Nelson swim across the English Channel in real life? Well, probably not. Why, you ask? He's 19 years old as it is now, so we're pretty sure such a daunting task is not high on his bucket list. Number 4. Economic collapse. Okay, we're back to our predictions of doom and gloom. So, is the United States headed for a serious economic collapse that could send us right back to times like the Depression?
Economic analysts seem to think so. Expert economists predict the United States could experience some really terrible times. Every single country in the world is going through hard times right now with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ukraine-Russia war, and several other conflicts around the world. It's a miracle our civilization has not collapsed. So what exactly does this have to do with The Simpsons, you ask? Well, they warned us about it back in the year 2000 in an episode titled Bart to the Future. Now you will agree that this is one of the most famous episodes in the series and a focal point for many people who seek to extract prophecies from the series, just like us. But the accuracy is so unsettling. Get this, according to the episode, the economic collapse occurs during Donald Trump's presidency. Before you argue that Trump is not the current president, consider the fact that this former president is also contesting for presidency in 2024, so you can connect the dots from there. Number 3. World War III. On November 22, 1987, a special episode of The Simpsons aired on the Tracy Ullman Show, and although it was very, very hilarious, there might be a hidden message. The episode centers around Homer Simpson repeatedly pranking his family with World War III scares many times during the episode. He would wake them up, asking them to rush into the fallout shelters, as if it was the end of the world. With a makeshift shelter in the house of an ordinary American man, shells him and his family in the case of a nuclear fallout. We'll leave that for the Mythbusters to figure out. While this episode was considered satire on the eventual occasion that serious conflict between the world powers began to play out, many American households could find themselves reenacting the scenes in this episode. As it stands, we are way closer to this Third World War than we were when the episode aired. First, we had a World War scare in 2020 before the virus came. Secondly, if you study world politics very carefully and the many conflicts that have erupted in many places around the world, you will see that our world is not at peace. Could 2024 be the year when everything reaches its peak and all the nations bring out their big guns to wipe everybody out? We certainly hope not, and we advocate for peace in every country where war is currently ongoing. Number 2. Barbie movie release and Trump's arrest. Although this one is not really a prediction for 2024, it still deserves a mention because of how astonishingly accurate it is. You could call it honorable mention. Remember when Trump got arrested on the same day the new Barbie movie came out? Well, The Simpsons predicted that many years ago. An episode in season 5 of The Simpsons features a scene where a news anchor delivers the news of the uncanny coincidence between the release of a new Barbie doll and a president's arrest. In this episode titled Lisa vs. Malibu Stacy, news broke of the release of the rip-off version of the Barbie doll. After giving an extensive 28-minute report of the Barbie doll release, the new anchor casually mentions that the US president had been arrested just before closing the show. This is reminiscent of the circumstances surrounding the arrest of the former President Donald Trump on April 4, 2023, an event that went underreported, as many news outlets prefer to focus on the new Barbie movie. How could this real-life event be so related to a simple fictional comic series? We really cannot tell. This occurrence is testament to the strategy employed by the media, where much attention is given to an insignificant event when something absolutely major is going on. Have you ever seen your favorite news channel air an extensive report on something absolutely irrelevant while the world burns? That's exactly what we're talking about. It's everywhere and we just can't escape it. Number 1. Zombie Apocalypse. This one may seem to be more of a stretch, but it's one of the Simpsons' predictions that still hasn't come to pass, so we can't rule anything out. In this chilling episode, the zombie apocalypse takes over the fictional city of Springfield, home to the Simpsons. While the possibility of the real zombie apocalypse is really slim, we can't dispute this as just mere fiction, considering the fact that about 30 minutes of seemingly simple scenes from this series have come to pass in real life. We will be doing ourselves a disservice by discounting these scenes as mere works of fiction. But at the end of the day, The Simpsons is just a comic series, as many of these prophecies are just coincidental, right? We'll have to wait and see how everything plays out in the year 2025. Thank you for watching this video.